All right, so we're approaching Rosh HaShana, and in the laws of Rosh HaShana, the deoraita mitzvah on Rosh HaShana is to hear the sound of the shofar. The question is, asks the Shulchan Aruch and explains the Kaf HaChaim, what are the parameters of time within the day of Rosh HaShana to hear the shofar? So says the Shulchan Aruch, the time of that is in the day and not in the night. So we can't hear shofar at night. It won't help us if we heard it at night. We didn't do the mitzvah. It has to be in the day. U'mitzvata misha'at hanetzach hama va'elach, and the mitzvah of the shofar is basically from sunrise and onwards. So the earliest time you could possibly do shofar is sunrise, and not what? And not alot hashachar, and not dawn. So just before sunrise, you'll have dawn. So like right the break of dawn, there's going to be a little bit of light outside, but it's not net, it's not full on the beginning of or the onset of the day, and so one cannot fulfill the mitzvah of shofar if they do it before then. And what's the very latest time in the day to hear the shofar? Assuming you couldn't make it in the prescribed time in the synagogue and so on and so forth, you can do it until the shki'ah. Asks the Kaf HaChaim, what if sunset has already passed and you're between your twilight zone right now? You're between sunset and nightfall, between shki'ah and tzedek kochavim. Can you still hear the shofar or not? Says the Kaf HaChaim, because it's such a big mitzvah. If you missed out on that mitzvah, you could still do the shofar in Ben Hashmashot, but without a bracha. Why? Because safek berachot le'akel. Whenever you have a safek in items of the blessing for the mitzvah, it's le'akel, and at least you did it over there. Now, why do we? Huh? Safek berachot le'akel. So the bracha itself, safek deoraita lechumra. If you have, you're right. So if you have a safek in something that's deoraita, something that's a biblical mitzvah, you should be stringent on it, right? So if it's for example, if you don't know whether or not you should be doing something on Shabbat, then just don't do it.
That's this one.
Now this one is a deoraita mitzvah of blowing the shofar. So should I blow it or not? I blow it. But what about the bracha? The bracha for all the mitzvot is the Rabbanan. Some mitzvot are biblical, but even a biblical mitzvah, most of the blessings before or after the mitzvah are rabbinical. So those blessings were introduced rabbinically, and they're attached to a biblical mitzvah, and therefore the mitzvah is a biblical mitzvah, blowing the shofar. It's a very good distinction, actually. But the blessing is mi de Rabbanan. And so the question is, just to finalize this area, why don't we blow, if it's such an important mitzvah, why don't we blow the shofar first thing in the morning? Says the Kaf HaChaim, some people used to wake up on Rosh HaShana, and before they have their Rosh HaShana coffee with apple and honey inside, they would blow the shofar before tefila. They would have the shofar the first thing in the morning. Says the Kaf HaChaim, he brings the Matei Yehuda, don't do that. Don't do that, because we have the order of sequence of the day, Tadir, which means the things that are consistent in our day, which are Shachrit, and things that are consistent in a Yom Tov, which is Sefer Torah. So you have Shachrit, then you bring the Sefer Torah, and then you blow the shofar. And also, you want the Sefer Torah to be there so that the merit of the zechut of the Sefer Torah will help the sound of the shofar ascend to Shamayim, to help us have those sounds accepted, because the sounds of the shofar, the cry of the shofar, brings us zechut, brings us advantage, brings us merit, brings us compassion from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And with that, we're preparing and remembering the great mitzvah of the shofar on the 2 days of Rosh HaShana, and that the remembrance of Yitzchak Avinu, Isaac, that has sacrificed himself for Hashem, is noted with the shofar. Baruch Adonai L'olam. Amen.
Amen.